Now, there is some bad news for the Knicks, though. OG Anunoby has been diagnosed with a right hamstring strain. Will be day-to-day. He's going to be listed as questionable for tomorrow's game against the Sixers. And, Steve, it is impossible to overstate just how big he has been for the Knicks this postseason.
OG's been on the heater. I think they've won 5 straight now. I mean, they're playing their best basketball at the right time. We all know his versatility. He's capable offensively, but these offensive numbers, 21.5 points, almost 9 rebounds, almost 2 steals, 62% from the floor, 54% from 3. I mean, this guy can play in any lineup and is on fire. So if you're a Knicks fan, you are concerned.
And you don't need him. You don't need him if you're the Knicks right now. And I say this with as much respect, as great as he is. Right now, there's no resistance coming from the Philadelphia 76ers right now. Yes, the New York Knicks are the more physical team. I will give them the paint points. Why are they winning the fast break points 31-11? Why are they winning the points off turnovers 48-22? That is the area you have to dominate. If you're the smaller team, you're the more athletic team, you have to dominate those areas. So, yes, OG's out. He's been playing great. But if the Knicks don't draw a line, if Philadelphia doesn't draw a line in the sand, it's going to be the same result.
Well, let's go out west. On Monday, Anthony Edwards, he returned from his knee injury, and boy, did he make a big difference for Minnesota. Julius Randle scored a game-high 21, and the Timberwolves escaped with a huge 2-point win on the road in Game 1. But Game 2, that was a much different story for Stephon Castle and the Spurs. They led by 24 at the half. Wemby put up 19 points, 15 boards, and the Spurs evened up this series with a 38-point win. Now, Minnesota scored 35 points in the fourth quarter in Game 1. The Spurs held them to 35 points in the first half of Game 2. What was the difference between those two games, BG?
Well, I mean, first of all, Game 2 kind of showed you how little a margin of error Minnesota has with all these missing pieces, which is unfortunate, but it's also what I love about playoff basketball. Minnesota put a beautiful game plan together. Game 1 came out, executed. Game 2, San Antonio made the adjustments, came out and executed, and that's what is so fun about the playoffs. But San Antonio did such a good job of just focusing in on the things that they already do well. They're leading the NBA in fast break points in the playoffs, and they got out and ran. They got 27 fast break points in Game 1. They had 29 in Game 2. They were running after made baskets, which you don't often see in the playoffs. Usually the game slows down. And secondly, Wemby sort of looked like he figured something out. The physicality of Minnesota sort of threw him off his game a little bit in Game 1. And this time he was a little bit more intentional. He caught in certain spots. He got around. He used his length. So their mindset offensively in Game 2 was what you want to see for the Spurs.
It was the Spurs defense for me. They held the Wolves to under 30% shooting in the first half, 32% from 3. They were all over. They were swarming. They forced them into some tough shots, late clock situations. They forced 11 turnovers. So to me, that was a big key. The game was basically over at half. The Wolves had only hit 35 points, and they were already down 24. So give the Spurs a lot of credit. They were down 0-1. They were at home. They used the disposition, the aggression, and turn that first half into their advantage.
Yeah, everything was different. 102 points in Game 1, 133 in Game 2, 28% from 3 in Game 1, 41% in Game 2. The Spurs and Timberwolves will play an hour doubleheader tomorrow. But tonight, is second round of the playoffs is off and running. We've got a pair of Game 2s lined up tonight on Prime. We start in the East with Spida and the Cavs against Cade and the Pistons. And later on out West, it's LeBron and the Lakers against SGA and the reigning NBA champs, the Thunder. Welcome on into the home of the NBA on Prime. I'm Taylor Brooks with Dirk Nowitzki, Steve Nash, Blake Griffin, and Udonis Haslem. Steve Nash, he's back.
Already.
Can't stay away.
Who's back in the...
Jeez.
Oh.
Probably a little harsh for...
A little harsh.
You just couldn't quit us.
Right up my alley, though, Steve. I like that.
Are you glad your bestie's back?
Yeah, so fired up.
You sound like it.
That's his guy.
Steve,
My guy, though.
we are happy to have you. Great to see you here in the semifinals. And we have a fun game coming up. Cavs and the Pistons. Let's rewind to what happened so far in this series. In Game 1, Cade and the Pistons forced Harden and the Cavs into 20 turnovers, using some defense to fuel some offense. Then Max Strus's 19 off the bench helped to keep it close. But Ron Holland, big 3 at the end of the third. Duncan Robinson came through with 19 points of his own, and Danis Jenkins helped deliver the exclamation point as Detroit outscored Cleveland 18-8 in the final 5 minutes of a 10-point win. And that was Detroit's first Game 1 win since the 2008 playoffs. What was your biggest takeaway, BG?
Physicality and intensity. You know, Detroit just came off a 7-game series where they made it ugly. And they fought, they didn't care how it looked, but they got it done. And it felt like the type of basketball that they want to play. And to be quite honest, like, that's not Cleveland's strong suit. That's sort of been their Achilles heel in the playoffs, is not matching the physicality. I mean, they have the talent, they have the shot creation, they have the offensive firepower, they have the length. But in the playoffs, talent does not operate in peace. So you have to find that edge. You have to. Thank you. Write it down. Everybody write it down right
I have
now.
a pen right now.
Talent doesn't operate in peace. First time ever. I got a like for that from Steve Nash. But yeah, so you know, Detroit is comfortable playing that brand of basketball, and if I'm them, I keep trying to impose my will on that game, but Cleveland's going to have to match it.
Udita, you got a bar for us?
Oh, he always does.
But is that a Blakeism? Is that a BGism? We got a BGism, a Blakeism. No, for me, I just continue to be caught off guard by the lack of, like, goal. That's a basket. The possessions, like the carelessness with the basketball of Cleveland in the playoffs, like, it's just confusing to me, especially when you're playing a team like Detroit who struggles to score in the half court. Take nothing away from what they've been able to do, but the Magic gave us the blueprint. They're a one-trick pony in the half court. So how can you give these guys 31 points off turnovers? I got another stat for you. There's 5 guys that have been in the NBA that went to the playoffs 17 consecutive plus times. Stockton, Malone, Jason Kidd, Tony Parker, James Harden. Why the hell are you turning the ball over so much? You have been in the playoffs. You know what it's like to be in the playoffs. You understand playoff intensity. Why the hell are you turning the ball over? And it's so self-inflicted wounds. One-handed passes, things that I would take my son out the game if I was coaching him for throwing passes like that. Why are you having these kind of passes in these plays in the second round of the playoffs? I don't understand that.
Talk to him.
And I think their game plan, they might have to make some adjustments. I think in this deep drop, they're not throwing enough bodies at Cade. They're asking Dean Wade to navigate that screen. Cade's too big, too clever, and those screeners are big fellas. So Cade, for me, is the best player in the series. They don't have a great matchup for him. The drop is not a great coverage. He didn't even shoot the ball well, 6 of 19, 23 points, 7 assists, but he got wherever he wanted. And that makes me feel very uncomfortable if I'm a Cavaliers coach or player. And so I think putting more heat, more bodies, coming off Thompson perhaps, making them find a solution for Thompson is going to be really important to try to slow down their offense and make this, you know, a game where you can outscore them. Right now, it feels like the opposite.
I thought the Pistons responded every time the Cavs made a little run. It was actually tied at 93 with 5 minutes to go. So if I'm the road team, I'm the Cavs. I like being in that position in a big game. It's a tied down the stretch, but who is my closer? Where are my closers? Is it going to be Spider? Am I going to Harden? Is it going to be Mobley? But just not enough. The Pistons finished the game on an 18-8 run, and Durant had 3 dunks in that span. And just so overall, I thought the Cavs didn't respond there at the end of the game and really didn't finish.
And this series has that feel like the games could be close. Detroit, though, is leading the NBA with 30 clutch wins in the regular season and the playoffs. It is time now for the Drive to Tip Off, presented by CarMax. Evan Mobley and the Cavs are looking for a big win on the road in Game 2 tonight in Detroit. He had 14, 9, and 5 in the series opening loss on Tuesday. But Duncan Robinson, he's shooting 40% on threes in the playoffs. Knocked down 5 of them in Detroit's Game 1 win. Pistons and Cavs in the East semifinals tonight on Prime.
NBA on Prime pregame is presented by CarMax. Want to drive?